Hey everyone, and welcome to the video. Today we're going to be talking about the Traxxas chargers. We're going to talk about how to charge your batteries and maintenance for both nickel metal and Lipo batteries. So let's get right to it. This video today is going to cover 3 chargers from Traxxas. We have the standard Easy Peak Plus single charger 4 amp. It's going to cover the 8 amp dual charger, as well as the Easy Peak Plus 4S charger. The live chargers we'll do in a different video, but this will cover all 3 of these. So let me show you how the chargers work. When you go ahead and open your new charger and you plug it in, you will see the cascading lights go up the center of the charger here. The first battery we're going to charge is going to be a nickel metal hydride battery. So inside the plug here, in this little shiny part here, there's basically a chip that's epoxied into the battery plug. So when you plug in the charger, it's going to know exactly what kind of battery it is. So go ahead and plug that in, and we'll see that it lights up. So basically what we have here is it's showing you that it's going to be a nickel metal hydride battery, which it is. The 4 amp light lights up here, which means that'll be charging at 4 amps or the highest rate possible. And none of these lights will light up here. This is for lithium batteries specifically. Now that it's plugged in and this is lit up, we're going to press and hold the start button. You're going to hear a chime. The green button will be, or sorry, the green light will be illuminated, and these will slowly fill up as time goes on. And basically what that means is that right here, this is 25% charged or less, 50% charged, 75% charged, 100% charged or less. And when the battery is fully done, the green light on the top will be solid and all the other lights will be out. That's it. And if for some reason you want to stop the charge, you're going to press and hold the button again, and you have terminated the charge. That's basically it for nickel metal hydride batteries. It's extremely easy to use. When you're done running a nickel battery, you want to recharge it. If the battery has been sitting for a long time and it becomes flat dead, so there's 0 volts in it, you'll get an error light. I believe the 3 amp or the 4 amp light will blink on you and it will not charge. When that happens, the battery's dead. You can't really get it back unless you jump the voltage up on a different charger. That's the safe technology in this, so that it can monitor the battery and know that there might be something wrong with it. And if it thinks there's anything wrong with it, it will not let you charge to prevent any kind of issues or fires or whatever else that might happen. So hit the button, it starts, and it's ready to go. That's basically it for nickel metal batteries. Plug them in, lights up, press and hold to start. When the green light is solid, that means it is fully charged. And when you're done running them, charge the battery up. Also with nickel batteries, I like to, if they're sitting on the shelf for a long time, perhaps you're not running throughout the winter, just pull them off the shelf every once in a while and charge them back up. Nickel batteries will lose their power as they sit, so they don't hold the charge indefinitely. So even if you do charge it and you forget about it for a year and go back to it, it may have issues. Charging a Lipo battery, in this case, we're going to use a 2S pack from Traxxas. 2 or 3S will work on both this charger and the dual version of it. The other charger, the 4S Easy Peak, will do 4S batteries as well. But take your Lipo battery, same process with the end here, plug it in. We will see now that these lights up here also illuminate. So we have a Lipo battery. It is going to be charged at 4 amps, and it's going to be balance charged. So what these 3 lights here mean is that on balance charge, the charger will individually charge each cell in the battery perfectly even. If we click it to fast charge, it will not balance the cells. So fast charge will charge up the battery a little bit quicker, but if you use it too frequently, it could damage the pack. So normally I just don't recommend using fast charge at all, unless it's, your buddy just called and they want to go drive in the next 10 minutes and you want to, put some charge in your battery or something like that. Unless it's some kind of weird emergency, always do balance charge. It doesn't take that much longer than fast, and it's much better for the battery long term. The third one here is store. Storage charge, whether the battery is low or it's fully charged, it will bring it down to approximately a 50% charge. Now this makes the battery itself shelf stable almost indefinitely. It will hold the charge going forward. So if you put it on storage, when you're done, unplug the battery, put it on the shelf, and it will stay inert for basically forever. So if you go back a year later and you go and charge it back up, the battery will be ready to go. So back to balance. When you plug it in, it's going to look like this. Same idea, press and hold. And it's now charging. Same idea, as the lights fill up, it's getting closer to being fully charged. When the green light is solid, it is fully charged. You can then go ahead and unplug it. I'm going to terminate it. As you can see there, the second light was illuminated solid for a second there, because this battery already has some charge in it. So even if your battery has, let's say, 75% charge, as soon as you put it on the charger and start going, it will show you that. But that's how you charge a Lipo battery. Again, use balance mode. When you're done running the car, my general rule of thumb is if I'm not going to use the battery for more than a week, I will always put it on storage charge so that it's shelf stable. Now, if you have an issue with your charger, like I have this super old battery here that's ready for disposal, if there's a problem with the battery, when you plug that in, you'll get an error code. So this cell, I know for a fact, has a bad cell in it, so it will not charge, so it needs to be disposed of. So this battery is bad. It gives you a warning. That means you can't charge it. You need to get a new battery. Just to go over the other two chargers very quickly, this one is the 4S capable charger. So the plug in the front is slightly different. So we can take the 4S plug, which is a little bit bigger, but it will charge 2 and 3S batteries as well. So plugging this into the front, everything illuminates exactly the same. We do have this high output light that is here. So instead of charging at 4 amps here, it will charge at 8 amps. So this one is capable of charging more quickly. It is still automatic. So you're going to plug in the battery, it'll automatically load the settings, and same idea, you're just going to press and hold the blue ID button. Lastly, to go over the dual charger, again, this is the exact same as the original charger we talked about, where if you plug in your battery, it'll automatically load the settings, press and hold to start. And the cool part about this is, since it is a dual charger and there's 2 individual chargers in here, you can do 2 different chemistry batteries simultaneously, 2 of the same battery, a 2S and a 3S, so on and so forth. So you're not limited to just charging the same type of battery at the same time. Again, to stop, press and hold the buttons. And that's that. This charger has a slightly different feature to it, where you can flip the switch over to high output, which effectively turns off this entire side. And then if you go and plug a battery into the right side here, it'll load the settings again, and this will increase the charge rate on this side of the charger. So you can use it as a single charger, similar to the last one we talked about, and have a higher charge rate to charge your battery faster. That's it. That is the only difference with this. That's pretty much everything you need to know. How to maintain and charge your battery using any 3 of these chargers. Out of the 3, if you are planning on getting a Max or an X Max or something bigger in the future, you're not just starting out, this charger is going to be required as the minimum for that. Of the 3, if you're going to be using the Lipo batteries or nickel metal batteries, 7-cell nickel, 2 or 3S batteries, I really like the dual charger, just so I can charge more batteries at once and just keep them going. You can also start them at different times. So if you have, let's say, 3 batteries in one car, you can kind of just keep charging and cycling in and out and be able to pretty much always have a battery charged when you're ready to run. By the time you kill one, one is going to be charged and ready to go. So of the 3, this is my favorite if you're looking to buy one, unless you need 4S capability, and that would be over here. And again, just to recap real quick, nickel metal batteries, when you're done running them, it's best to charge them up and leave them charged on the shelf. And maybe if you're not using them for at least a month or more, toss it back on the charger and just keep that cycled and powered up. Lipo batteries, use that storage mode. When you're done running them, that'll give you the best reassurance that the battery is going to be good for the longest period of time. With Traxxas Lipo batteries specifically, the longest I think I've had one now is 6 years, and it's still going strong. So if you remember to do the storage mode on these, it definitely makes a huge difference in the longevity of these expensive batteries. And the last thing I guess I'll note is that when you're done charging or done running your car, unplug them. Never leave either one of these batteries plugged into anything while it's sitting idle for a long period of time. If you leave it plugged into the car or you leave it plugged into the charger, eventually it'll slowly start to drain the battery down as it's reading it. So it takes some time. If you forget it for an hour or two, no big deal, but don't just plug it in and leave it there and forget about it. But I hope that video was super helpful for you guys. I hope if either you bought one of these or you're looking to get one of these, that really helped you out, and it was easier to see a visual than read the instructions. And keep on playing with RC cars. These things are awesome, and being able to power up your cells much more quickly is going to be super helpful. Don't forget to click the like and subscribe button, and I hope to see you guys on future videos.